Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Middleburg, Florida. It's a beautiful day. Here, look at this. Oh my gosh. Such a beautiful day. All right, my name is Michaela, and I'm from Paint Fixation here in Middleburg, Florida. And I've had a lot of requests for patina tutorial. So I'm going to show you how to use patina. And it's a very fun product to use. Hi, Deb. And you have to kind of give in to or give away your self-control or control of the product, not self-control, but control of the product, because it is a patina, and so you can place it where you want it to go, but it's going to develop. Hi, Laura. It's going to develop on its own, okay? And so it's not something that you can control completely. You can control where it goes, but the process that it goes through. Oh, good. Welcome. First timer. We're going to do patina, so this is going to be a fun one. I'm going to be doing this pot here for my neighbor. So Dixie Belle's patina products are paint with metal in the container. Okay, so we have three different paints. We have the iron, which works with the green spray. Hey, Brittany. And it turns to a rust, okay? And then we have copper and bronze. And you can use green or blue with these, depending on the look that you want to go. And like I said, you might, sometimes, it's kind of like doing pottery. You're kind of get a surprise after it is fired, okay? And then we have the green, this is the activating spray, okay? So this is the green and the blue, and you can use the patina paints without using the spray. You just won't get a patina, but you'll get a pretty metallic look to it. Just keep in mind, it does have metal in it, so it probably will patina over time on its own if it's outside. And I'm going to go one step further today, and I'm going to put some sea spray into our paint. Okay, so this is the sea spray. It is a granular additive that gives a texture to the paint. Okay, and because this pot already has some texture, we want the patina to have some thickness to it, to kind of, you know how when iron starts to rust and it has that pitting and everything. So we're going to basically mimic that look. I'm not going to be using a lot of, I'm going to show you the iron just on a little part of it, but I'm doing this for my neighbor, and she really likes the blues, and we might add a little teeny bit of the green in there to show you. But the bronze and the coppers, they patina very quickly, and so this is a good demonstration. She has painted this pot previously with a metallic cobalt spray paint, and we're just going to go over the top of it with the patina. So without further ado, let me show you how I'm going to mix it up, because I am going to be adding the sea spray. I'm going to put the sea spray right into the paint, okay? And I'm going to just turn you down so you can, well, you know, let me see. I'm going to show you. Let me get it together first. So I'm going to start with the copper. I'm going to go ahead and mix up a little bit of both, and I might have to add to it as we go along. When you're using the patina, the most important thing is to shake it. You want to get all the metal particles into the paint so that when you're using it, it's all mixed in, and so that you'll get a better turn on the color. I just did one of these for her best friend's birthday, and it turned out really cool, so I asked her if I could do this one to show you guys how to use it. Okay, that's the copper, that's bronze. I should have shook these up beforehand. When you pop on, let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where everybody's watching from. And if you have any questions, please ask your questions. If I don't catch them on the during the live, I'll go back and answer them afterwards. Oops, and I didn't turn off my notifications. 1 second. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I forget to do that sometimes. And I'm going to go ahead and shake up the iron too. We're just going to use a little bit of the iron. The iron doesn't turn as quickly, so for the purposes of a tutorial, it's not the best thing to use. But I wanted to add a little bit in here. Now, the way I do patina, so you can use patina in two different ways. We can use it many, many ways, but the two main ways is you can use it decoratively. So like a friend of mine, Kristen Rosenbeck, she just did one. She's from Lost and Found Mercantile, and she did a patina project this week using stencils. It was really cool. So she actually laid her stencil down, put her patina paint on there, and did it that way. When I'm doing something like this project, I like to do it so it looks like it's been a natural patina. So I'm going to start at the top, like you just imagine the rain hitting it, and I'm going to give the top a good patina, and then we're just going to come down and do some down the sides a little bit. So it's a two-part process. You're going to put on your paint first, let it dry. Oh, I should have brought my blow dryer. Oh, I do have my blow dryer. Look at that. I was prepared and didn't even know it. So you're going to put on a coat and let it dry, and then put on a second coat, and while that second coat is wet, you're going to put your spray on there, your activating spray. So I'm just going to put a little bit in this container. Just going to start out with a little bit. And then I'm going to put a very little bit of the sea spray in here. Just okay, so I have about this much, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of sea spray in there. And a little craft stick to stir it up. And I'm going to just start with this one for now. I'm going to go ahead and put, this is the bronze. I'm going to go ahead and start laying it on. And I like to kind of mix them up. So I put a little bit next to one, and then I also like to mix the sprays up a little bit. Okay, so I'm not getting this as thick as I would normally with sea spray. It's just enough to give it a little bit of heft. And I like to use very old, yucky chip brushes. Okay, the yuckier the better. And I'm going to bring this in. You don't need to see me. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, that's a good. Okay, so can y'all see that pretty good? I'm outside. Thankfully, it's a beautiful day today. Okay, so I'm just going to start pouncing this on. And then I'm just going to imagine it coming down. Like if it were, and you can see some of this sea spray in here. Okay. And for this, I'm not doing any particular way. I just want to kind of, you know, if it were dripping down my pot, which ways would it go? What I love about this product is there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's one of those products that your imagination is kind of like the best part of it. You can just take off and do as much or as little as you want. And this is such a beautiful blue that she painted this. It looks really good with the blue patina. And this has got handles on it. And anytime I patina around a handle, I always imagine the water pulling up on it. And I like to get around the handle. I mean, to me, it just kind of looks like what would happen if this was a metal pot, because this is a ceramic pot, so we're never going to have any patina on this pot, so we are making our own. You see what I'm doing here? I'm just going to go around. Now, we did one, like I said, the other day. I didn't do the top of it, but I went back and redid the top of it because I really liked the way it looked. This plant is tilted over a little bit. Hopefully she can fix that. It's a beautiful plumera that's in this pot. And it's curved, so you can kind of curve over. As you can imagine, if the water was dripping down this and it's curving over, we'll come down a little bit further on this one. And then come over a little bit here. just going to work my way all the way around. Now this was a request for one of my customers, so hopefully she'll find it. And if there's anything that you guys that are watching are interested in learning, please let me know. That's my favorite thing to do, is what the customer wants to learn. Because that is what it's all about. It's teaching you guys how to use the products, how to have the confidence to do what you want to do. I know this product can be intimidating to a lot of people. But, you know, if you just practice with it. I started using this on little terracotta pots. That was the first time I used it. And you can get little terracotta pots for practically nothing. You can even get them at the dollar store, the little ones, Dollar Tree. So it's a good practice medium to do it because they look cool. I mean, and you can put them outside and okay, so that is the bronze. I'm going to set this brush to the side for a moment, and then I'm going to add some copper in here while that dries. Love the copper. It's pretty. And I'm just going to pour a little bit of copper in here. Okay, just a little bit. See that? And then I'm going to add a little bit of sea spray to it just to give it a little heft. Not much. Just a little bit. So see, I'm just going to sprinkle, just basically just enough to cover the top of that. And then I'm going to stir it up. And I'm just doing all this in the same container because eventually I'll probably mix these up a little bit. It just makes a really cool effect when they're layered. And I don't know where everybody's watching from, but it is gorgeous here in Middleburg, Florida. I'm in North Florida, just a little south of the Georgia line. And today is actually a day you can be outside and not melt your face off. Okay, so this is the copper, and I'm just going to take it the same way. I'm going to start where I started this one, so we're kind of on the same drying time here. And I'm going to take this copper, and I'm just going to kind of layer it around the bronze, just kind of on the edge, maybe a little bit on this side here. I'm going to put a little bit here. Oh, no, I forgot my little brush. Darn it. I'm outside, so I'm a little out of sorts. Hey, Cindy. So my neighbor's on. This is her pot. So now the pressure's on to make it look beautiful. She saw me do the other one, so she won't get scared. She knows. She knows what it's going to look like. Just kind of bringing it down here. Like that. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy and I have been neighbors for almost 20 years. And our puppies are just getting to know each other. They've been hanging out. The patina paints are so pretty that even without patina, they just glow. They're just beautiful. Sorry guys, I have a hard time talking and painting at the same time. Come around here. Hopefully it'll dry fast since we're outside. It is a little bit humid, but nothing like normally. I would have hauled this bad boy inside on a hot day. I don't care how heavy it is. Okay, so that is our first coat of the copper. And I'm going to do just a smidge of iron. I'll put that in this container. Nope, that's for my spray. I'll just put it in here. Cindy, I'm adding a little bit of iron. Ugh, can't get it open. I may not be putting iron on here. Oh my goodness, it won't open. There it goes. And I'm just going to do a little teeny bit of this so I can show y'all what it looks like. And I won't put sea spray in that because I'm using so little. And I'm just going to use this brush. Okay, so I'm just going to take the iron and I'm just going to kind of go down this way, just a little bit. And this is going to give it just a little bit of rust. And I'm just waiting for that first coat. It takes a little longer to dry with the sea spray. I may have to hook my hair dryer up. And when you're using the iron, you want to use the green spray because the blue spray will not activate it. You need to use green. Just doing a little bit here. And come over here. Put a little bit over here. Like so. And now I'm just waiting for this to dry a little bit more. It's just almost dry enough to move on to the next step. Let me get a paper towel. I'm shy one brush, so I'm going to have to wing it. Not wing it in a bad way, Cindy. I'm just going to wait for that to dry a little bit more. Actually, I have a extension cord right there. Hang on one second. Let me grab my blow dryer. Ugh. I'm coming. Just a minute. Oh, man, you know what? I think my pool pump might be on. So this might trip my breaker, but we're going to try it. And it's already tripped. Okay. We're not going to use the blow dryer. We're going to just... it's getting to the point where I can just about do it. I cannot believe that. My daughter was doing her car earlier, and I think she tripped the circuit breaker, and although it doesn't look tripped, why isn't it coming on? Let me try one more thing. Here we go. So it's going to be loud just for a moment. And hopefully it won't trip the pole. Because you want your first layer to be dry. And then you want to add your spray to the second layer, which is going to be wet. It's tilting a little bit, but we can fix that. Right, Cindy? You see how pretty that is? How the metallic, it's just such a pretty color, even without the patina. Getting there. Now I'm getting dirt all over it. That's alright. Making a mess. Okay. So we can move to the, we're going to add a little bit more bronze to our container here. And we're going to work with it by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the blue spray after I'm going to give it a good shake. And my sprayers are broken. So when you get these, they come in this sprayer with the sprayer separate, and it comes with a little black cap. I did not know at the time that the best thing to do is to rinse out your spray nozzle and put the black cap back on, because this is a, you know, it's like a activating spray. So anyway, so I take mine out and I put it in a little container. And you want to make sure you do not dip into your jar of paint when you're using this, because it will start to turn in your jar. We don't want that. Okay. So I've got my bronze. Now I'm going to start adding it again, and then I'm going to put the spray on top. And I'm going to use another chip brush for that. The other day I used an artist brush, but I forgot to bring it out here. So we can see on here where our bronze is. So I'm going to work with that area. And I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to go back on here, and I'm going to pounce right around the areas where my bronze is. Okay. Just going to kind of follow it. And like I said, there's no right or wrong. I'm going to come around here. Come around here. I'm just going to follow the bronze because you can see the difference, except I'm putting it on top of the copper. And I'm using copper. That's okay. I'm using copper. We're cool. Don't you just love live videos? Love them. Okay, so I'm actually using the copper, guys, and I am following the copper line. I just said bronze. Okay, so that's wet. So now I'm going to get my other chip brush, and I'm going to dip it into my blue spray, and I'm just going to pounce it right on top. You can spray it out of the bottle, but I like to have more control of it. So I've always just used a brush or a little makeup sponge or some kind of a sponge. And you can see that the bronze, the copper is already, and this is okay with the drips because this paint that's on here is a spray paint. It'll wipe right off. I'm not going to worry about it. I do have a paper towel over here I could wipe it with. And I'm going to just do the blue spray first, and then I'll show you the green. The more you use, the more patina that you'll get. Okay, so I'm going to turn it. While that's turning, I've got a splinter in my hand. Okay, and now I'm going to go over this area here. And my iron is still a little bit damp right there. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Okay, while that's wet, I'm going to add my spray. And by the time we spin this back around to the other side, it will already be turning over there. You see that? Okay, I'm going to give it a spin. I'm going to catch it right there. This is a big pot for a big plant. And I'm finished with my door. If y'all didn't see my live, I painted my front door. And I finished it today. The hemp oil is still dry, pulling out of the paint a little bit, so I wiped it back again today. And I took some pictures, so I'll post some pictures. And I'll post them on my page so y'all can see how it turned out. I love it. I'm ready to paint the other side. Again, I'm not worried about these drips. I can always come back and get them later. Just dab it. And we're working with the copper. Come up this way. And because the colors are so different, you can tell where one is and the other isn't. Sometimes I'll work with more than one color at a time, but I kind of like, to have a little bit of control of it as much as you can have with the patina. And watch this. Now watch when I turn this around. Hey Sherry. This is cobalt. This is a spray paint that my neighbor sprayed on here. It's a metallic spray paint, but this is copper and bronze and a little bit of iron. But look at this. This is already turning. Can y'all see this? Oh, let me push it back. So you see where it's already turning blue right here? That's the patina. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I just want to grab this area right here, and then I'll do the bronze. So this is our second coat, and the second coat has to stay wet while you use the spray. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go back with the bronze. I love it, Sherry. I love it. Okay, I'm just kind of trying to turn this so y'all can see. Maybe I should put this behind me like this. There we go. Now y'all can see what I'm working on. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let me put the lid on this one here. So I'm done with the copper. I have a terrible habit of not closing up my jars. And now we're going to work with the bronze. And it's already been stirred. Get my other brush. Okay. So now I'm going to work with the bronze. And I'll add a little bit of green to this too. But I really like the way that the blue looks against the blue of this metallic blue that she put on here. And you can see this right here, this is the iron. Hey honey, my husband's on here. Hey Wendy. So let's see, I missed a comment. Yes, that would be beautiful, Sherry. Awesome. I love when I can inspire people to do stuff. That's the favorite part of my job. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of green spray in this other container. And after I add a little bit more blue, I'll add some green in there with it. I may have to use a paper towel or something. I don't have another brush out here, darn it. Okay. So I'm going to go over this with the blue, where we just went. And my husband's watching. He's probably freaking out because of all the drips. He's like, it's dripping, it's dripping. It's okay. It's okay, honey. It'll be all right. I'll go back with a wet wipe and get all that off. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of green so y'all can see that color just on the edges here. And you'll be able to see the difference when I spin this around. You'll be able to see it. All right. Where's my brush? There it is. All right, so we're going to go back on the back in the bronze. And I'll probably come back through and add a little bit more of the metallic, like on the edges, where there isn't any, patina, because I like some of the metallic to show through. And if you're using this product on a metal piece, if you have a piece of metal, or if you're doing it on like a metal pot, you have to use the product that we have called Prime Start. And I'm not sure I brought it out here. I think it's in the other room. But it is a primer for metal, because if you don't use the Prime Start, it will continue to patina through your metal, and corrode the metal, because this is an actual patina. We're not mimicking patina. We are actually creating patina with a metal paint, okay? So you have to put a primer on there or your metal will actually get eaten up. See how this is starting to, the blue right here, all this blue right here is patina. Isn't that beautiful? And you can see here where the copper has started to get even more rich, right there. And this will continue to patina for a little while, 3 to 5 hours. It'll continue to patina. And that's what I meant by not having control over it. You really don't have that much control. It's going to do its thing. You've got to let it do its thing. So if you're someone who likes control, this may not be the product for you. You can practice with it and get an idea of the different colors it's going to produce and how bold that they are. That's probably the best advice, is to just practice with it until you feel comfortable. And like I said, if you use this on a cheap terracotta pot, that's a really good way of practicing, because it's very inexpensive. You can get a small one, so you're not going to use a lot of product. Okay, and I'm going to put just a little bit of the green just on the edges here. I love the green patina. It's so beautiful. And now you can see here the copper is really starting to come through. You see that? I know, Debbie. I don't know. How much would a pot like this cost? I have no idea. That's probably the hardest part of my job, is figuring out pricing. Although this is my neighbor's. I'm just doing this for fun for her. I just love both her and her husband Steve so much, and I'm just happy to do it. And she's letting me do it live, so it's a give and take. We're helping each other. Come down here, come down here, up under here. Okay, we've almost made our way around. Let me get some more spray, because we still have to get our iron done too. Thank you, Cindy. I need to come see you. Wilma, are you local, Wilma? Hey, Melissa, I see you. I would love for you to come see me and get some. Really, Debbie? Wow. See, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. I don't know what things cost. My husband, he teases me. I just give the stuff away. I just finished a beautiful dresser, and my daughter's like, Mom, you think I could have that? I was like, I'll sell it to you for what I paid for it. I'm not going to just give it to her. She got to earn it. Well, Wilma, I didn't know you were on the west side. Yes, girl, you need to come see me. Get some paint. Come paint with me. I'm adding a little bit of the green to the edges here. And I'm going to show you over here what that looks like on the bronze. I really like the green on the bronze, because it gives a little bit of a lighter blue. So I'm just going to I'm just touching it in some areas. Of course, that just dripped down. Just kind of on the edges. Okay, now I'm going to turn this and you're going to see the two of them together. So this is what we've got so far. So this is both the bronze. Thank you, Wilma. That's very sweet. So this is the green and the blue, and you can see the difference. And I'm going to go ahead and put some iron on here. I don't know if it will, let me put the lid on this container. I don't know if the iron will turn soon enough for the video, but we'll give it a shot. And you can, you know, hit this with a hair dryer to help it along, but I like it to just kind of do it naturally. But you can dry it with the dryer. So I may do that with the iron to see if I can get it to turn a little bit. Now, Cindy, I didn't use iron on Susan's, but I'm going to add a little bit. Hey, Jackie. You like it? I'm going to wipe that brush off. Okay. So now we're going to go back over the iron and put our wet coat on here. Again, I'm just following the curves of the pot, you know, where I would imagine, you know, nature is the one that causes patina. Let me move this out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and put my green spray on my iron, and maybe by the time we turn it around, we'll get some turn. I love the iron because to me it just looks so, I don't know. I just love rust. And you could do just one color. You could do two colors. It does. Debbie, it does take a long time, but sometimes it will start turning a little bit so that you can get an idea what it looks like. I think a lot of it depends on the temperature outside too. So we'll see. We'll see if that turns. It's a little bit right there. We'll see. We're going to turn it this way. And I've got some iron over here. Look at this. You see this? Oh my heavens, that just is gorgeous. Love it. Okay, where'd it go? I have got paint all over me. Okay. Here we go with some iron. It's got a little bit of bronze mixed in, but that's okay. It just makes it look good. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Like this. And get my green spray. And these chip brushes are really old. I may have to retire them after this. A lot of people throw theirs out after using the patina, but I wash mine outside. And so I've gotten a few uses out of this. I'm pretty frugal. I don't like to just throw stuff out if I don't have to. I'm going to just add some down here and see if it'll do anything. And I'll go back with a baby wipe and get any of the drips off that we don't want. So we have iron up here. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I moved you and then I moved you back. There we go. You can see a little bit of this green right here coming through. I just got some on my leg. A lot of times I'll use gloves when I'm working with this, but not today. Feeling sassy, feeling like I can do this without gloves. I'm not going to get it all over me. A little bit more here. We've got two more little spots for iron. Just get this where you can see it. Let's see. Now you'll need it to go. I'm just checking make sure I don't. Yes. Sherry, you have to use just the green spray with the iron. I have heard people get a little bit of a turn on the iron with blue, but it is so minimal. You have to use the green, I'm sorry. And it took me a long time to remember which was which, but it's the green. One more iron over here. And I am getting some turn on this iron over here. I'll show y'all in just a second. Getting up off the floor. I know that, sister. Let's see. Wilma, my shop is at Antiques for You on Blanding. They're closed though, but I'm in Middleburg. My house is in Middleburg. Okay, so this is our last little bit of iron. And then we'll spin it around and see. I've got just a little bit more green in here. I think I'll have just enough. And you can kind of see that the spray has got metal in it, so you can see some of the green from the other paint colors coming down, which actually makes this look even more authentic. Like that. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Let's take a look at it. So I'll grab these. See how easy it comes off? If you are using so this was a spray paint, so I knew that the drips would be easy to take off. If you're using a base coat of the chalk mineral paint, then you want to put a clear coat on top of it first before you start doing your patina, or you will have staining. Okay, if you don't mind it having drips, no big deal. But if you do, then you're going to want to see how easy these are coming off here. And if this was wet, it would come off even easier. But I just need to get a wet wipe. But if this was over the top of the chalk mineral paint, then you're not going to, you're going to get stains if you don't put a clear coat. And see how some of this, so you can see where I just dabbed a little bit of the green onto the bronze. That's this lighter color here, okay? So right in here. And the copper turns a really bright green. Let me see. Okay, so like right here. Let me bring you in a little bit. So, oops, sorry guys. Oh no. Okay, it's yelling at me. So right here, this brighter green, I'm sorry. My phone's saying you can't do that. So right in here, this is the green from the copper. The copper gets real bright green. Let me turn it just a little bit more and see if I can find some more green for you. So like right in here, oops. So like right in here, let me see. Right in here, it's almost like a moss green. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting isn't good enough, but and then over here, we're starting to get some rust. Let me turn it. This is the first part of the rust that we did. So you can see right, it needs to turn a little bit more. Okay, so right in here, it's just starting. See right here, right in here, it's just starting. Now by tomorrow, all of this iron will be a real pretty reddish rust color. And then so I've got a little bit of green in here. But I love, up against this cobalt, I love these blues. I just think they're gorgeous. I really like the way this turned out. Catching the ball up there. So you see how that looks? What do y'all think? Give it another spin. Cindy, is it looking good, hon? Yes, Wilma, so hang on. So Wilma, if you want to order, if you don't want to wait for the store to open, I don't know if the store is going to open. The owner was hoping to be open by May 1st, which I think is Friday. I can text him. I don't know if anybody even knows. Does anybody that's watching know when Florida non-essentials, they consider them, are they going to be able to open? But I can still have it delivered to you, Wilma. I can drop ship it to you. So if you didn't want to wait, then you could go ahead and go on my website, paintfixation.com, and you can order any products that you want on there, and then I can have it drop shipped to you. But if you want to wait, I have everything at the shop. I have all the colors at the shop that we carry. If you want to wait, you can do that. Don't know. So, and then if you wanted to, Wilma, if you wanted to let me know, I'll let you know when the shop opens if you wanted to wait, and I can meet you up there and help you pick out whatever colors and stuff that you wanted to try, what products that you need. And the rest of you, if you've enjoyed the video, please SHARE the video. You know what I always say, Facebook doesn't like to say it, but they like to do it. So I just spell it out. Thank you, Wilma. It sounds great. And, you know, thumbs up, little hearts. And if you're not following me already on my page, Paint Fixation, go ahead to the notification bar and follow me, and then you'll get notified whenever I go live. Sounds good. You like it, Cindy? It's still going. It's still going. It's still, I'll put it over here so y'all can kind of see it from. I'm thinking now that she's done this blue, so we have a cobalt blue. I know, Melissa, I keep thinking about doing that. I keep getting sidetracked. We have a cobalt blue in our line, but it's not metallic, but I could do a cobalt blue with the Caribbean blue metallic paint and get the same exact look without using the spray paint. And Melissa's right. I need to make a sign that says SHARE on it so that I can go, do this, like Vanna White. Do this. Oh, Wilma, don't be nervous. It's easy. It's so easy. It's fun, if nothing else. It's so much fun. So have you ever painted any furniture at all, or crafts or pots or anything like that? You can't even say SHARE, Debbie. If I say the word, then Facebook algorithms don't let. So if people do it but you don't say it, then Facebook will send my video out a little further for people to see it. But if you say it, they suppress your video. It's kind of crazy. I don't know why. They want people to do it naturally. They don't want me to tell you to do it. But people that watch, customers or just anybody who watches the videos, a lot of times spread the love. I've tried that. Sometimes it doesn't get, they need to have a button down there that says, do this. Because as a small business owner, when you do that, it helps me, because I have found customers locally from my live videos because the live video showed up in their feed. And I thought that was so crazy, you know, because you don't know what's going on with your video. But if people do SHARE the video, then Facebook sees the video as more valuable, and so they will send it out for more people to see it. I don't understand it. It's called the algorithms, feeding the algorithms. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I just know that that's how it works. I wish I understood it better, and I wish I didn't have to, push it, but, I just figure if you enjoy the videos, if you're learning something, there's probably someone else out there that would love to learn it too. So that's what I think. And, if you think that my son teases me, I'm like, honey, you need to share my videos. He's like, Mom, nobody that's on my page wants to see your videos. I'm like, well, yeah, but other people might. Stinker. 23-year-old stinker. I swear. Boys. Kids. Teenagers. I don't know if any of y'all can relate, but true dat, Melissa. Isn't that the truth? Oh my gosh. So, Melissa, as soon as it's all over, you're going to come swimming? Because Catherine got in the pool today. It was a little chilly, though, but thank you, Cindy. Perfectly said. I love that. It's true. So, Cindy, have you SHARE'd it yet? Anyway, so tomorrow she can pick up her pot and let it dry overnight. And I'm trying to come up with some content for the rest of the week. If anybody has, 2023 living at home, kick those boys out. Coffee time. I know. Melissa and I haven't seen each other in over a month. It's killing us. Killing us. So, there's a few people still on here. So, if there is a project that you want to see done, or if there is a technique that you would like to see taught, then please let me know, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to come up with content for lives, trying to do at least 2 a week. Did 3 last week. That's a record for me. And we can go back to the beginning. For some of you new guys who don't know how to do anything, we can do from the start videos. And also, for some of you that are new, I'm trying to put together a Zoom class kind of thing. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to work it, but hopefully things will open up and I won't have to do that. We can do an in-person class. But for some of you new guys who don't live here but that you want to learn from me, we can do a Zoom class, and that way we can see each other at the same time. And we can work together. You can have a project with you. We can either like pre-order paint, or so that you have the supplies that you need. I'll have the supplies that I need, and I can show you virtually how to start a piece, start to finish if you wanted to. Still just kind of working out the kinks on that. I'm not quite sure. I love all things patina. What else can you throw that on? Oh, girl, we can throw that on anything. I don't know. Maybe I could do my lamps in the living room. Molds. Yes. Oh, that's the other thing. So I will be doing molds this week, guys. Wendy, thank you for reminding me, even though you didn't even know. I'm going to make some molds, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I make soap, and so I have, this past year, I bought some, it's like a powder, and it goes into, you can put it in resin, you can put it in soap. So I bought it for my soaps, and there's some beautiful colors. And so I think I'm going to put some of that powder into the resin to make my molds. And I'm just going to do it experimentally. And my neighbors probably think I'm crazy, like, she's over there talking to herself. What is she doing? So I'm thinking about putting that metallic-y powder into the resin and then pouring the molds, like the flowers and stuff, because I've got different colors. There's some greens in there. And then maybe using those without painting them. Transfers. So what do you mean, Wilma? Like to paint on the transfer, or you could use the patina on the transfer? It would depend on the transfer, I think. Like what colors are in it, what would look good with it, that kind of thing. I don't know. We'd have to look at them and see, but we could figure something out. Because you can paint on the transfers. I'm not sure how the patina would do on there. Probably would do fine if you wanted to see it like that. I think that would work. Yeah. But the molds, so I have both kinds of resin. I have the fast acting resin, which turns white when it dries, and then I have the pouring resin that stays clear. So I'm going to try it with both of them, because when I make soap, I make clear soap and I make white soap. And so when you add the colorants to the white soap, it kind of gives it it's a very different look than when you put it into put it into a clear soap. The clear soap almost has a ethereal look to it, and the white soap is, I don't know, it's just a different look. So I was thinking with the resin, I probably would get similar looks. Anyway, it's something I've been wanting to do. I just haven't had time, but now that I'm done with that dresser and I'm done with this, I think maybe I'll do that. Maybe Wednesday. So I might do a couple just to cheat a little bit ahead of time, see how it turns out. And then I'll come on live, say we'll do live Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And we'll do some molds. How does that sound? Everybody be here at 4 o'clock Wednesday. Okay? If you don't show up, you're a loser. I'm just kidding. You're not. Y'all are, I love everybody. I love all of y'all. Excuse me. My favorite people. So this thing is starting to really get beautiful. It's even turning some more. The rust is starting to turn. It's getting, I love the crusty rust. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, Jackie. Doesn't that sound like fun? And actually, for the molds, I'm considering selling, I don't sell the mold, you know, the thing that you put the stuff in. I never know what to call which thing. So you have the silicone mold, and then you put the resin or the paper clay or whatever you're using in there, and then you make a mold. Okay, so what's the difference? Does anybody know the names? Like you have, they can't both be molds, right? So I'm thinking for people who don't want to buy the silicone piece to make the molds, I'm going to make molds and sell the molds, because some people only want a few pieces to do a piece. Like you might want it to put it on a picture, or just if you want to do a couple of pots, but you don't want to pay for the silicone thing and then you're only going to use it a couple of times. So I'm going to make a bunch of molds and I'm going to sell them by the piece. So that way people can try it and they're not committed to buying the silicone thing. Isn't that cool? Yes, Melissa. I thought it was a good idea, because I was thinking, you know, I could have done that. You know, I could have, maybe if someone would make them, yeah, I could buy them for $2, $3 a piece, and then I wouldn't have to be committed to the whole. They're not expensive, but you know, if you're only going to use, because that way you could buy some of all of them, and you wouldn't have to buy all the silicone pieces. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. It's getting late. I've kept you on long enough, but I've had so much fun. And if you are just popping in, go check the video out. We did patina today. We did this beautiful pot for my neighbor. I'm really digging it. It's looking really cool. I just need to go through and wipe off the drips and we'll be done. So 4 o'clock on Wednesday, meet me back here and we're going to be making some molds. We'll make some molds. And maybe I'll show you how to put the molds on also. We'll heat some of them up and do that. Okay? You guys have a wonderful evening. Catch you later.